Hi, if you're a creative professional, you probably learned to draw with tools like these. Sketch paper, lead, and a ruler. Until recently, that's really all we had. In the digital era, if you're lucky, you might have been able to move up to something like this. The Cintiq Companion allows me to draw with a pressure-sensitive stylus. I can take it where I want, and I can do professional quality work on it. Unfortunately, it's a large dedicated device and it costs a couple $1,000s, as awesome as it is. Not everybody has access to that. Instead, what most creative professionals have access to is an iPad, like this one. Unfortunately, up until now, the iPad's been mostly optimized for content consumption, not content creation. It's great for viewing things, but as soon as you want to write on it, you're limited by capacitive stylus, whether you use your finger or you use a little capacitive stylus that you can get aftermarket. It's not typically pressure sensitive, and it's not very accurate, and it doesn't even have a great feel to it. So Adobe's trying to change all that with 2 new products and some new software. This software, Adobe Line, is a lot like Sketchbook from Autodesk or many of the other sketch products that are out there, but it has a unique couple features. First of all, it works with this new pen stylus that Adobe's introducing called Adobe Ink, which comes in a cool carrying case. It's got a micro USB charger on the back and an LED to tell you when it's charged. It's basically a custom designed version of the Adonit Jot. It's built for Adobe by Adonit. It's got a twisted triangle design and a single button that lets you rotate through or pick the functions with a pen tip menu, a lot like the pen on my Galaxy Note does. With this, once I've connected it to the application, I can draw with pressure sensitivity depending upon the brush tip I pick, and it has a very nice feel. You can set the angle so it'll try and minimize the parallax depending upon whether you're right or left-handed and how you hold the pen. It is a capacitive model. It's not an active stylus, so the palm rejection is pretty mediocre, to be honest. So you're really better off resting your hand somewhere else and drawing this way. As you'd expect from Adobe, it has a full set of color palettes and a wide set of drawing tools and erasing tools. It accepts touch gestures for erasing, unless you've turned on palm rejection, in which case it doesn't support erasing much at all with your fingers. So that's fairly standard stuff for people who are used to a Wacom tablet and high-end graphics creation, except now it can all be done nicely on an iPad. What's kind of cool and unique beyond that is this ruler. This is the Adobe Slide. You get both the Slide and the ink in a $200 package from Adobe. The Slide can be used for simple lines like this, or by pressing the button you can go through and draw all sorts of shapes, taking it way beyond being just a ruler. Now, when I first saw this, I was a little confused by why the lines were not drawn next to the ruler like a traditional ruler, until I realized that if you use a traditional ruler on the iPad, you have the problem that the line's never going to be quite straight because the surface is so slick that the ruler is going to move with your hand as you try and put pressure against it. So Adobe's figured that out. So with Mighty, you're never drawing along the side of the object. It's following the shape that you pick, and you can resize the shape out here. It can draw all different sorts of shapes. There's a library including some obvious ones like French curves and some less obvious ones. I can scale the French curve and pick up any piece of that I want. In addition to shapes like the French curve, the ruler also supports stamps. So there's a library of stamp packs, including all the Herman Miller furniture and a variety of basically sort of clip art outlines. And the difference is with a stamp pack, instead of tracing on the shape, you double tap and then it paints the shape, so you can use that as well. Right now the libraries are all predetermined by Adobe, but they're looking at hopefully having user drawable libraries in the future. So you can see the ruler is pretty cool. If you want to use your iPad for any kind of art, having this in addition to a nice stylus is definitely a plus.